Evening, church. Welcome to our Wednesday night devotional. The prophet Jeremiah speaks God's words to us tonight as we hear words from the 29th chapter of the book attributed to Jeremiah, who says this: "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Yes, God has plans for us. Plans to give us hope and a future. Hope and a future. And for that, I guess we can all say amen. The problem is that as I write this, or as I preach this to you tonight, 37 states are having increases in COVID cases. Vicar Torrey tells me that in her state of North Dakota, a doctor announced that there were only 29 ICU beds available in the entire state. I'm going to say that again, 29 ICU beds in the entire state. As I speak this to you tonight, we in Jamaica are right on the edge of a growing cluster zone. I don't know whether we'll be able to keep the church open or if the virus will come back and things will take a turn for the worse. Our president? Well, he does continue to be our president, doesn't he? His actions, his words get harsher and stronger as the days to the election get shorter and shorter. And that's just me. Gosh, I just really, really hate the way things are right now. And you know what? My life is pretty good. But I still really don't like the way things are. But I can't even imagine what this world looks like through the lens of death, through the lens of illness, of unemployment. I can't even imagine how difficult it must be to be standing on the wrong side of the street of prejudice and hatred, of needing to keep looking over your shoulders, of worrying whether your son will even make it home tonight. Those things I just can't imagine. Everything just feels like it's out of our control, doesn't it? And even the normal things are abnormal these days. And that's why we are back in New Jersey once more. We are back here at our retirement house, standing on the porch. I was hoping to not be on the porch this morning, but it's rained all day, and it's just been a lousy day, so you get the porch once more. But I'm standing looking out at the same ground that was dug up and destroyed to replace a broken sewer line. As you can see, the trench is filled and filled again as I refilled it last time we were here. The new pipes are flowing correctly. But I'm standing here for one reason, and that reason is the words of Jeremiah. I'm here to show you one thing. This tree, the now world-famous dwarf maple tree that the contractor dug out of the ground, plopped out into the hot street for 4 days without rain or water, and after 4 days, dropped it back into this hole. Its roots were cut too short, its leaves were falling off, and I loved this tree. Cindy loved this tree. People up and down the block loved this tree. And now people all over the world, believe it or not, people all over the world are sending me notes about this tree. Love this tree. But after the sewer was replaced and the tree was back in its hole, it wasn't doing very well. All the leaves turned brown, every single one of them. Half the leaves fell out. We were pretty sure it was going to die, and things did not look very good for our once beautiful dwarf maple tree. What was once the shining star of our block was dying a harsh and nasty death. And honestly, it felt just like everything else around us. But then, when we came back 2 weeks ago, I noticed just a few new green leaves. You can see them. There's still a few here, just a couple, right here in this area, you can still see they're popping through. A few new green leaves, new life in the midst of death. Last week, when we came back, there was a whole cluster of new green leaves right here behind me. Yes, 90% of the tree still looks dead. Yes, there's a very real possibility that it will not live. But, and I need to say that but very clearly, but there is hope. There is still hope. What felt hopeless is now filled with possibilities. And this stupid tree not only brought a smile to my face, but to my life, a smile that was tempered with the very same words I started off with tonight. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. And you know what? God's plans are always going to give us hope. Hope in the little things, the small clusters of green leaves. Hope in the things that we miss because we're consumed with the other things. God has a plan. It might not be our plan. It might not be the plan we want. But it is the plan of a God who wants us to live in hope and not in fear. A God who wants us to know there is a future, not just death and darkness. I'm now filled with hope. Hope that come next spring, there's going to be new shoots, there's going to be new branches, and there's going to be new life in this patch of dirt. It might not happen. It might not be. But I am filled with hope, knowing that I am not in control. And that means that I can accept things the way they are, knowing full well that something someday will get better and will bring light into our darkness, will bring life into our death, and hope, yes, hope, a bright and brilliant hope into our world. My friends, be filled today. Be filled with the hope that I have, even if it's just a little bit of hope. Hope that this tree might actually live, and hope that we're all going to get through this together and get through it soon and very soon. These few green leaves behind me speak volumes about our God and the hope that God can bring into our lives. Sometimes you just got to look a little harder to find it, but it's still there waiting, just waiting to blossom and grow. My friends, be well, and stay hopeful and hope-filled. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be truly glad in it. Amen and amen. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday, I hope, either in the church or online. Take care.